Hi, everybody. We're going to do something a little different. I usually always do Algebra 1 IXL. That's normally the ones I'm doing. In this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and choose the 8th grade Algebra 1 IXL. This is N1, the coordinate plane review. And we're just going to graph some points in the coordinate plane. So here it is, N1. This is from 8th grade IXL. And we want to know what are the coordinates of point W. And so we're supposed to enter the coordinates. Now the coordinates are always the X value that goes with your point and the Y value that goes with your point. And since W is located right here, there's my W. I want the X value that goes with it, which is the -4. That's my X axis, as you can see. And I want the Y value that goes with W, which happens to also be -4. This is my y-axis. So I want to know where it's located. And it happens to be located at the coordinates -4, -4. And we're supposed to put it in. Now this time, what are the coordinates of point T? And so we're going to look for the coordinates of point T. We want the X value, which is 4. And we want the Y value, which is right there, -3. This is lined up with the 4 and the -3 for the Y value. So we're at 4, -3. And this time we want the coordinates of D. So we're looking at -3 for the X value. That's -3. And the Y value is at +3. So -3, +3. What are the coordinates of point C? Well, we're going to go to the x-axis first, and point C is lined up with the -5, +2. So -5 for x, there it is, and +2 for the y. That's a -5, +2. I'm going to drop my pencil. -5, +2. There we go. Now this time, what are the coordinates of point D? So it's going to be -4, -2. Hopefully you can see them now. And what are the coordinates of point C? 5 for x, 4 for y. That'd be 5, 4. For W, we're looking at 3, -3. 3 for the x value and -3 for the y value. Notice that I went down 3 for the y. Which point has coordinates 2, 2.5? So the x value is at 2. So let's take a look. The x value is at 2 right there, and the y value is at 2.5. 2.5 is right there. So what point is there? And it happens to be the point y. Hopefully you can see that. Where are the coordinates 0, 1? This is a really easy one to make a mistake on. X is 0 and y is 1. Well, the x is 0 and the y is 1, isn't it? And that's at point y. Be careful, this is called a y-intercept because it's on the y-axis. And notice that that is a y value. And it just happens to be located on the y-axis. And it also happens to be called a y-intercept. Y, Y, Y. y. What are the coordinates of point R? Now we're at 5, but we only went down 1.5. This is between the -1 and the -2, which is -1.5 or -1.5. You do not want to try to type in mixed numbers. So I'm going to use -1.5 for R. So it's at 5, -1.5. I'm going to write the point. It was R, I think, that it asked for. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, it was point R that it asked for. So we are at 5 for X, -1.5 for Y. And we'll put it in 5 and -1.5. Okay, this time we want the point that has coordinates -1, 4.5. -1 for X is right here, so it's either S or U, and we want 4.5. So we want it between the 4 and the 5, which is going to be the point U. Now this time we want which point has coordinates -2.5. There's -2.5 for the X value. It's located right there. Looks like we're looking at V, but let's make sure. 1 for the Y value, and sure enough, that's point V. I'm using 2 fingers to slide this up, by the way. Let's see. Now we're supposed to graph the point 10, -1, and I need to get rid of this because when I graph it, it's going to show up. So we want it at 10 on the X and -1 for the Y, which is right there. See it? Now the way I turn it off is just by pressing it or I tap it. That's 10, -1. Notice that that's -2 down there. Now I want the point 6, 5. 6 for X and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Y. That is the point 6, 5. -10, -9. The X value is -10 and the Y value is -9. Looks like it's about there. Hopefully you can see that that's the -9 and -10 for the X and -9 for the Y. -2, 9. -2 for X, 9 for Y is located right there. Hopefully you can see it. Now we want the point at -1, -7, -1, -7. I'm going to go a little faster now. We want the point at 9, -8, which is right there. And this time we want 2, 2, which is right there. And looks like we're getting done. Maybe they'll give us some half points. Oh, graph the points -3, -4. -3, -4 is right there. And -8, 6. -8, 6 is right there. So we have 2 points. I like these. -1.5. Now that's a positive 0.5, so I'm up a half a unit. So I go to -1 on the x-axis and up a half a unit. Notice that we're counting by ones even though they only put the even numbers on there. Now the other one is at -4 and 1.5. -4 for x and 1.5 for y, which is located halfway between the 1 and the 2. Looks good. Now we want 1.5, -1.5. 1.5 for x, -1.5 for y is located right there. -2.5 for x and 3.5 for y is located right about there. We're between the -2 and the -3 for the x and we're between the 3 and the 4 for the y. Looks good. -1, 6. -1, 6 is located right there. You saw it. And 10, 3. 10, 3 is located right there. -6, -8. 6, -8 is right there, down near the bottom. And -6, 7 is located near the top. -6, 7 is over here. Take a look, long ways apart, aren't they? And just a few more. We want 1 and 0.5 for the y is located right there. That's 1 for x, 0.5 for y. 4.5 for x is between the 4 and the 5. And down 4 for the y is right there. And we're done. And we're getting there, almost finished. -3.5 is between the -3 and the -4, and then down 3 for the y value. And then we want +4, -4, which is right there. Coordinate plane, yeah. And it looks like we probably just have one more to go. -5, 1 is -5 on the x-axis and 1 on the y. And then we have 2 on the x-axis and 3.5 for the y, which is right there. And it looks like we might be done. Nope, one last one. Get another one. Get a bonus one. -1/2 and -3 for the y is right there. And -3, 1, -3 for the x, and 1 for the y. So practice yours, and I hope you get them right. And I'll see you back again. Bye. Oh, guess I have to submit it. There we go. Want to see my medal? There we are. And you all have a nice day.